Hi, my name's Elizabeth. I'm the trial manager of the MYRIAD Project, and that means I oversee everything to do with the project. I'm basically the one in charge.
My name's Kath, and I am the trial coordinator on the MYRIAD Project. So I deal with a lot of the practical things on the trial, things like booking school visits.
Hi, my name's Liz. I'm the school liaison lead for the project, and this means that I help and support schools to take part effectively in the research.
There are lots of different ways to design a research project. In the MYRIAD Project, we decided to design it with two groups. One group, in the schools, they continue doing the lessons as normal, and in the other group, we introduced some new lessons, and these are around well-being and something called mindfulness. Now, the way we allocate each school to each of these groups is done in what's called a random way, and that's a bit like flipping a coin, and all those schools that got tails carry on as normal, and all the schools that got heads start these new lessons about well-being. And how we do that is done by a computer program. We don't decide it ourselves, it's done randomly by this computer program, because otherwise if we chose which group each school went to, it would introduce bias, and that would affect the results of our project.
So it's really important for us to have this group of schools where they stay the same, so where we don't make any changes. And this is what we call our control group on the study. And it's important because we want to be able to measure the well-being of the pupils who have had the extra lessons compared with the pupils who haven't. High quality experiments and a lot of research projects use a control group in this way.
Yes, without a control group, it's really difficult to know whether an intervention has worked or not, as you'll have nothing to compare it to.
Another thing you need to think about when designing a project is how many times you're going to collect data. We decided on the MYRIAD project to collect data over 5 time points over a period of 3 years. So the first thing we did was collect what we call a baseline sample. So that was where we sent questionnaires to pupils and teachers, and they completed them just to see what's happening at the moment. And after that we then visited them again over this time period to collect data over the 3 years. The reason we do that is so that we're seeing how the changes occur over time.
So when you design your own research projects, you'll need to think about whether you want to collect data at one time point or across multiple time points. And you'll need to think about whether you want to include a control group or not. So the research design you choose will very much depend on the questions you're asking.